Greetings, it's NaVloPoMo, day 8 into the second week of NaVloPoMo 2011, and today I'm going to be talking about ergonomics. That is how the bike feels to ride, how comfortable it is, what the seating position is like, where your hands go, where your feet go. All of that creates what could either be a very comfortable riding experience for the rider or could turn into like a back-breaking experience for the rider. Okay, as I talk about sports bikes, and this is a sport bike, my Suzuki TL1000R, and typically, obviously a sport bike is going to have a much more aggressive riding stance. As you can see, if I get on my bike here, the foot pegs are usually further back and higher up to allow for greater ground clearance, and the handlebars are lower down to enable the rider to get into that racing tuck behind the screen, which obviously is for aerodynamics. Now, sport bike riding is fine as long as you're going through the curves and you're constantly moving around. If you're on the freeway and you're hunched over like this, you're going for long distances in this sort of position, there's weight on your wrists, your back is hunched over. Now, for someone like myself, who is over 40, not as young as I used to be and not as pliable as I used to be, so I find an hour like this on a ride is about all I can handle anymore. I rode a Triumph Speed Triple a little while ago, and I really liked the seating position. Now, on a Sport Tourer or a naked bike like that Triumph Speed Triple, the handlebars are going to be a little higher up, the foot pegs are going to be a little lower down and further forward, so overall the riding position is a bit more forgiving. Now, on something like a dual purpose, like the BMW adventure type bikes, or the KTM's, or the new Triumph Tigers, they're going to be much more upright. You're going to be riding much more like this. You can sit all day in those things and just chew up miles. They're really designed to chew up miles. Now, obviously, they're not really designed for carving through canyon roads or taking to the track, but people do it. Now, I find the TL to be actually quite well balanced. Nice wide saddle to offer plenty of support, and the weight distribution is pretty good, so that even at low speeds it's not too difficult to maneuver through city traffic. It is a little heavy and a little bulky, like certain situations, like kind of maneuvering it through a parking lot, trying to park it on a hill, certain things like that. But overall, it's a pretty well balanced bike. Now, as I said, this is a sport bike, so the riding position is on the extreme side. The handlebars are low, so my wrists do take a lot of the weight, and also the foot pegs are quite high, so it means coiling my legs up. And for someone, like I said, who's over 40, that does get to be a little uncomfortable. Now, on a Sport Tourer, the foot pegs here are going to be a little further forward and probably a little lower down. Now, as you can see, the ground clearance from the foot peg to the floor here, that allows the bike to be leaned over further before foot peg's going to be the first thing to touch down. And obviously you do that, then it's going to create some unpleasant side effects. But for sport touring or for long distance riding on one of the more adventure dual purpose or a Sport Tourer bike, this is going to be used less in those aggressive situations. Touching down is not going to be a problem for most riders, so comfort is more of a premium. Now, of course, some of the big cruisers or the long distance bikes, big touring machines, have like some really advanced creature comforts like cup holders, radios, heated hand grips are found on a lot of long distance bikes these days. The BMWs have all kinds of fancy gadgetry for long distance riding. That you would just not find on a Sport Tourer per se, or definitely not on a sport bike. And it's those things that are really kind of attractive, and I think a lot of people, there's a shift in the industry away from sport bikes to this type of bike as these machines become more refined and more like two-wheeled automobiles, if you will. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. This has been NaVloPoMo 2011, day 8, talking about ergonomics. Hope you learned something, hope you like something. As always, follow me if you like motorcycles, at Lean Angles on Twitter, or at Influx on Twitter. I'll be seeing you tomorrow for day 9, NaVloPoMo 2011. Vlog on, or ride on, or both.